Please join us here. Come on out. Top of the morning to you. I am Charlotte O. Schultz, and on behalf of the mayor, I'd like to welcome you here. It's so wonderful to see longtime friends. Notice that I don't say old friends, but longtime friends that bring back many, many memories of very good times, and today we're here to make memories. One only has to look around here to see the caliber of people that are here. Consul General, thank you for being here. Supervisors, elected officials, and our friends at Aer Lingus. Where are you? You're here? Our favorite Irish airline. So we welcome you here. Now, one only has to look around at the street signs in San Francisco from O'Shaughnessy to Kearny to know that the Irish Americans, the Irish immigrants, brought a great deal to this great city and made it what it is. So today, you are still making great contributions to this city. So we are very proud to raise the Irish flag on your Heritage Day and congratulate and commend all of those Irish immigrants and Irish Americans that are here that make our city a place to work and play and the best city in the world. So we thank the Irish Americans for all of that. Now, today, you know, our mayor, who is your host today, along with the United Irish Societies, is a man of transparency. He is one that's right up front with that transparency. So I'm here today to tell you something that you may not know. The mayor today, he's maybe going to say a few words, but he has lost his voice. Not in leading us, he has not lost his voice, but in speaking. So I want to tell you why he has lost his voice. And again, this is transparency. As you know, those people that have been and are from Cork, that the Lee River runs through that city. In fact, it forms an island, the Lee River. So yesterday, in our Office of Protocol, we did some research on the River Lee. And here is what we found out, and therefore we started celebrating yesterday, and some people lost their voice. Because we found out in our study that the forebears of Mayor Lee were the ones that the River Lee was named for. And so, at least, so I know that this is going to be a shock to Rose Pack, but our mayor is Irish. It's the Irish American mayor. And I'm going to be in real trouble with Rose Pack. So, Mayor, if you still have a few words, may I present Mayor O'Lee.
Thank you, everyone. Consul General, to Aer Lingus, to United Irish Societies, and to all of the supervisors here. Just a few words. I really lost my voice. In addition to that story, the other real story is because I've been arguing with my staff all week long as to why I cannot be addressed as Lord Mayor during the month of March. That is a better title. But I want to thank everybody for being here to celebrate what I consider one of the most exciting times in our city. And also, I look forward to being in the parade with you as well. And I did that in the city of Cork last year and was really delightful. One of the nicest times I ever had. I want to thank the Cork Sister City, Jim and John and all of the people on the Sister City who really helped me have a grand time. The only other thing I want to say is I'm still celebrating from last year because on the inaugural flight that we have coming, that Aer Lingus and the Chamber in Cork and Ireland had worked so hard to work with all of us to establish that direct flight, which I'm so grateful for, that I wanted to celebrate that with something that I'm very passionate about. Because on that flight, there'll be 5 kids who are members of the Coder Dojo Club in Cork that will come over here and celebrate with us and teach me code. So thank you very much. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone.
Thank you, Mayor. And I don't know, this is a mayor also, I don't know, do we in protocol and does all this community know that there's a 1 before the 7th to celebrate St. Patrick's Day? Because every year we have 3 days before, then we have 5 days and then a week. And this year, this is March 7th, is it? Yes. And St. Patrick's Day is March 17th? Okay, well, but you Irish, we want to start celebrating early. So here to present that proclamation for that celebration is your cousin, Supervisor O'Farrell.
Thanks, Charlotte and Mayor Lee, and welcome everyone to City Hall to start the St. Patrick's Day celebration. Today is a proud day to celebrate and to continue to celebrate our rich Irish heritage here in San Francisco and our history. It's an honor now for the 2nd year in a row to be the Master of Ceremonies. And I want to thank Supervisor Tang for being here and Supervisor Yee, who just had to leave. But certainly as the last Irish-American supervisor for now on the Board of Supervisors, I'm proud to be here. And our heritage from Ireland is so strong in San Francisco, dating back to the 17th century and the early settlers, and playing such a huge role during the Gold Rush era and settling so many of our very now famous neighborhoods such as the Mission District and Rincon Hill, and some of the great leaders of our town over time. You think about the person who built the first railroad from Market Street to Mission Dolores, the person who was the first mayor of San Francisco, the person who had the first newspaper here in San Francisco, all members of our Irish community. It is strong and we should always celebrate it. I want to thank a number of people that are here today as well to celebrate, and specifically our Grand Marshals. Where are they? Dan and Margaret McAuliffe, thank you for being here. And for all of your contributions to our Irish community over the years here in San Francisco, legends here in our city. To all of our department heads and commissioners, I see so many of them, probably too many to name. Also to certainly our Consul General, our new Consul General, welcome to your first St. Patrick's Day celebration here. I want to say a special shout out to Mary McKeever's 5th grade class from St. Philip's who are here today. Thanks for being part of this. And as Mayor Lee mentioned and Charlotte Schultz mentioned, to Aer Lingus for being part of not only our San Francisco tradition for so long, but now, how about that, a direct flight back to Ireland here in San Francisco. Last year, Mayor Lee mentioned he was the Grand Marshal of the St. Patrick's Day Parade in Cork, and I had the pleasure of joining him. Thank you for that invitation last year, and we had a wonderful time, those of us who were there. Again, to thank the sister city for all of your efforts in continuing that relationship. And this year we celebrated home, here the 163rd anniversary of our St. Patrick's Day Parade. So to start that off, I want to, along with Mayor Lee, this is his proclamation, but I am trying to substitute for his voice today, present to Dermot Philpott, the President of the United Irish Societies, and to our Consul General, proclamations declaring this Irish Heritage Week here in San Francisco.
Wait, let me do something.
Done this before. And so at this point, I'd like to welcome to the podium our new Consul General from Ireland, Philip Grant. Philip has been a diplomat with the Irish Foreign Ministry since 1992. Prior to his appointment as Consul General here in San Francisco, he was spokesperson and director for press and media relations for the Foreign Ministry for 4 years in Ireland, and assumed the duty of Consul General to the Western United States on September 30th. Please welcome our new Consul General.
Céad Míle Fáilte Rót. 100,000 welcomes to you all. Thank you very much, Mark. Thank you, Mayor Lee. Thank you to Supervisor, to the other supervisors, to the City of San Francisco, to the people of San Francisco. As I said, it's my first time to participate in this ceremony, and it's actually a little bit overwhelming, to be honest. It's a marvelous show of support, and it's a great thing to see. I'm very conscious this is a mutual relationship. I mean, over the last week, and I presume in the weeks to come, I'll hear a lot about the contribution of the Irish to San Francisco. Well, I want to say something about the contribution of San Francisco to the Irish, because it's a two-way street. St. Patrick is not the patron saint of green beer and parties, as we sometimes think. He's the patron saint of Ireland, but he's also a saint of exile and emigrants. St. Patrick came to Ireland not by choice, by force of circumstance. He came as a slave, but he came back to that society and he transformed it and he changed it, and he gave us an incredible legacy that we have shared throughout the world wherever we've gone, no more than here. The Irish did not come to San Francisco as slaves, but we came here destitute. We came here the victims of political persecution. We came here suffering from hunger and from illness. And this country and this city gave our people a home, gave our people an opportunity, gave our people an education and the ability to contribute and to build a great nation and a great city. And I want to thank you on behalf of the people I represent, both the Irish community here and back in Ireland, to say that we do not forget the contribution which you have made to us, to our nation, to our history, to our culture. We are deeply appreciative of the relationship that we have with you, with the Sister City Committee in particular, and thank you to Dermot for all the work that they do with Cork, to the United Irish Societies, to the fact that they always have a welcome here in this city and that we always get support for the city when we need it. It is great to have Aer Lingus back. It is underlining that mutual relationship and that strength of the relationship between the two of us. So on this occasion, we're not just celebrating the Irish in San Francisco, we're very much celebrating what San Francisco has contributed to the Irish. That sense of this place, particularly as being inclusive, with a welcome for everybody, because the immigrants still come. Sometimes they're not as many Irish as there were, but there are other immigrants. There are other people who are fleeing persecution or hunger, and this city has given them a home and an opportunity. And hopefully we as a community in that city are also part of that process, because that's what makes us strong, that's what keeps the bonds between us alive. So Gura Míle Míle Maith, and I hope you have a very pleasant and happy St. Patrick's Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Philip. And we all look forward to working with you over the years here in San Francisco. Next, I would like to introduce someone who I think in this crowd needs zero introduction, a former Deputy Chief of the Police Department here in San Francisco, who has been President of the United Irish Societies for years here in San Francisco and has done so much to bring us together as a community, Mr. Dermot Philpott.
Thank you. The theme of our parade this year, as you know, is a tribute to Irish workers. But it's not really Irish workers, it's all workers. Mayor Lee, Consul General Grant, I will tell you the story of the Irish, very briefly, workers in San Francisco. Fleeing the famine of 1840s, the Irish immigrants flooded into San Francisco. Poor, they set to work. The men swinging the pickaxe, pushing the shovel and saw in construction, the women scrubbing floors in the hotels and mansions. Through the years, they labored hard, raised and educated their children, built the churches, schools, and neighborhoods, and finally, worn out, were taken to their final resting place in Holy Cross. In the following years, their descendants rebuilt the city after the earthquake of '06, and later, under the leadership of Michael O'Shaughnessy, they worked on the railroads, built the tunnels, the Great Sea Wall out of the beach, and the Hetch Hetchy water system. Later still, they toiled in the building of the Golden Gate and the Bay Bridges. Along the way, they founded labor unions. They walked the picket lines with Harry Bridges, Joe Sullivan, Mike Casey, and John Moylan. Today, many of their grandchildren still do the hard work, building blocks of buildings, homes for populace, patrolling the city under the leadership of Chief Sir, fighting fires under the leadership of Chief Hayes, all under the strong, firm leadership of Mayor Lee. When tourists look at San Francisco today, they see the shining city on the hills, and it surely is that. But we, the Irish, perceive it as the beacon of hope and a monument to all workers, past and present. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dermot. Next, I would like to bring up someone who's going to have a profound change in our relationship with Ireland, and that is the Director of Sales for Aer Lingus, Mr. Jeff Wright.
Morning, everyone. Aer Lingus is proud to begin once again service between Ireland and San Francisco effective April the 2nd this year. On behalf of Aer Lingus, on behalf of Cynthia Lopez, our Director of Sales out here, we'd like to thank you for the 100,000 welcomes that your office and you have offered Aer Lingus over the course of the time that we've been building up to this. And we would like to just present you with a picture of an airplane with your name on it in a Waterford frame. We look forward to many years of relationship between Aer Lingus and San Francisco. And thank you very much for coming.
Well, thanks to Aer Lingus. And as we have had in the past, today we have a special treat at the Irish flag raising in City Hall. We have the Murphy School of Irish Dance, who will be dancing some traditional Irish dances. The company started with 35 members, and today the company boasts as much as 175 participants. So please join me in welcoming the Murphy School of Irish Dance.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're the Murphy Irish Dancers, and in honor of St. Patrick's Day, we're going to start off with a little dance, a traditional set piece called St. Patrick's Day. And this is usually done in hard shoes, but the kids are going to perform it in soft shoes because we don't want to mess up the marble floor. So we have Claire. Take a little bow, Claire. Michael, Mary Cora, Luke, and Grace. And they're performing St. Patrick's Day. Heels together. Great, move back. You guys go out in front of him now. Here, Emmy, you can go to the end of the line. Little one. Okay, do you want to do that now?
Well, how about a big round of applause for the dancers here? So we also want to present a certificate of honor and appreciation to the Murphy School of Irish Dance, as well as to the Irish Pipers Band. So wherever you are, if you could come on up as well, but we have 2 certificates of honor as well. how about a round of applause for our Irish Pipers band here? I want to real quick bring back up the United Irish Societies. I know they have a few things that they want to give as well.
Margaret and Dan McAuliffe, our Grand Marshals, would you please step forward? We present to you these certificates from the United Irish Societies on your being the Grand Marshals for the 2014 parade. Thank you very much. Dan? Roger, please, and the honorees.
We have our honorary Grand Marshals, and on behalf of the families, we have present here today on behalf of the Kathleen Fitzgerald's family, we have Miss Manning, Kathleen Manning. And that's on behalf of the family. Thank you. Thank you. On behalf of our honorary Grand Marshal Terry Kelleher, we have Miss Katie O'Shea. And on behalf of Ann Quilter, we have Nora Mullane. And in honor of Ed McAtee, unfortunately, you have just myself. I'm taking it for him. Thank you, everyone.
And really quickly, this is the first Mayor Lee San Francisco has ever had, but in 1274, our sister city, Cork, had a Mayor Richard Lee. And in honor of your status as sister city and a present from the United Irish Societies, we have from the Lee River Genuine Leather Goods Company a belt of Celtic design for Mayor Ed Lee.
All right, I want to thank everyone for being here today. Have a wonderful celebration leading up to the 17th. And I also want to make sure to invite everybody back to my office, room 280. Mayor Lee, if you have a little whiskey, you might find your voice again. And for those Italians in the crowd, Mr. D'Angelo, we don't discriminate as well. So come one, come all. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone.